it made sense that we wanted to focus on student success. And to do that, we had to figure out a way to engage the students more deeply than just the didactic lectures that you might be familiar with regular college classes.
In the summer of 2000, Morehouse College had a radical idea. Instead of making remote students learn through a computer screen, what if they learn through virtual reality instead? Morehouse embarked on a challenge far greater than introducing virtual reality into a classroom. Many schools and universities have used virtual reality to teach students, but Morehouse was taking it a step further. For remote learning, students needed to be able to attend class in virtual reality and meet their professors face-to-face there. And that's exactly what happened.
Being on the VR campus versus being in Zoom added another dimension to our curricular studies.
It was as if the book and movie Ready Player One had come to life. Professors Ovell Hamilton, Lucina Morris, and Ethel Vereen took on the task of teaching the first 3 classes. The thought of this transition from classroom learning to virtual reality remote learning begs the question, what is the use case that makes virtual reality better than the status quo? Professor Hamilton's world history class took students onto the battlefield of Europe as he taught Napoleonic history.
The amazing thing with my students and the aha moment for me and everybody else that I brought in my classroom was the battleship that I created for a World War II scene. And I created torpedoes, I had planes going above, bombers going ahead, and you can actually sit there and actually, since I'm a retired Navy guy, you can actually sit there and I can do all my ship commands that I did when I was in the Navy to give them an actual feel of the battle.
Professor Vereen took his Biology 105 class on a trip through a fallopian tube as they learned about reproductive health.
You could really make the impossible possible. That whatever crazy thing or imaginative thing that we could potentially think of, we were able to actually do that here in VR. Rather that meant having my scholars actually walk inside of a human heart that's been expanded to really the size of our quad area that we have here at Morehouse, because there was no limitation, and the classroom really became whatever environment or whatever we could truly imagine.
And Dr. Morris's students manipulated molecules in her inorganic chemistry class.
They were able to pull down different content because they were actually immersed in the environment. They didn't have to deal with any type of distractions outside. So our students were really engaged in the entire experience from start to finish.
I believe that virtual reality is the future of education, at least in STEM. I mean, I think if we're going to learn how to do science at the highest level at which creator scientists do it, we have to have the best tools possible, and this is one of them.
I think a different learning method is better for students than just the in-person and online. So I wanted to give the students something new and exciting.
Part of pioneering this process means Morehouse had to figure out the logistics of making classrooms in the metaverse work, and that's not easy. They allow students in the classrooms to check out a virtual reality headset and keep it with them for the entire semester. Professors were trained to deliver their real-world lesson plans in virtual reality classrooms and make them better.
What Morehouse College did, adopting virtual reality classrooms, was revolutionary. While a lot of schools or colleges were using virtual reality in the classroom, Morehouse turned that on its head and actually made virtual reality the classroom. So students who had been kept off campus, who were learning remotely, could now step into a class and be in the class with their classmates, with their professor, and learn in a live, synchronous way. This is what Morehouse pulled off, and they did it before anybody else did. So kudos to the team at Morehouse College.